How far can I span a rough cut douf for 4x12? It will hold DF 4x6 rafters on 30 inches, 7 total centers to make a vaulted ceiling. Design is 4x12x18 down the sides and a 4x12x25, with 3 8x8 posts, along the front.
Ho! I can help. Let me read closer. Before we get started, I'd like to point out that a professional engineer's standard of care typically includes a site visit to assess field conditions and get an overall understanding of the structure. This can obviously not be accomplished through the internet. The information provided here is meant for informational purposes only, general sizing and budgeting, and is based on the information provided by you. The information should be verified by a professional engineer who can visit the site to ensure that potentially important information has not been overlooked or omitted. Can you tell me the city and state, so I can look at snow loads? Also, what is the length of the rafters on each side of the ridge?
It's a basic patio cover 18x25. The outer corners are supported by 8x8 posts and inner corners sit on the wall plate 2x4s. Rafters are 14.5. Rafters sit on the 4x12x18 with a 14.6 inches span and form a vaulted ceiling with a 4/12 pitch. Sorry, not 14 feet 6 inches span, that's length from beam to ridge.
Is this a gable or hip roof?
Tie into hip roof, but new structure is a gable.
So are the rafters spanning to the 18 beam or the 25 beam? What is the length of the ridge beam? Is the gable end going to be open, or can you have a post to ground to support the ridge beam?
Ridge beam and rafter support beams are all 4x12x18 DF. There are 2 corner supports 8x8 holding the outer ends of the 18 and 25 beams. There is a center support ground to 25 beam 8x8, then a 4x4 from top 25 beam to ridge beam. Open gable. Hello?
Are you there? Can you see my text? Max span for ridge beam is 9. Max span is 11 for the eaves. Would also recommend having a licensed P take a look at how the ridge beam will tie into the existing house.
I have cedar already designed and spanning further than that. How is the distance shorter for DF than cedar? Fir is stronger.
Was the cedar designed by a structural engineer? I don't believe that cedar checks out on paper for spans longer than what I've shown.
I hope so. I hate an architectural firm guessing my home. Okay, I am not real good on the span charts, but I thought it was 15 plus feet for 2x12.
4x12 cedar beams with 12.5 of trib with spanning more than 12? Just something else to think about. Doug fir is stronger under equal conditions, but they're not equal conditions. Right, 15 is about right for a 2x12, but that's at 16 inches ock, so it had 1.333 feet of trib, not 12.5 feet of trib. That's a huge difference. Additionally, it's possible they used prescriptive requirements.
Trib.
The width of floor/roof that is directly supported by the beam.
What's the 12.5 trib? Sorry, like I said, I'm not the great on those charts or terminology. Gotcha. So the max span for the ridge is 9? My design is nearly double. Failure?
Yes, I would not double the span. You can push past 9 a little if you don't mind some extra deflection, but it manifests itself in a lot of different ways, which is why I try to limit it. The 12.5 of trib comes from a horizontal dimension of 12.5 on each side of the ridge, from ridge to eave. 6.25 on each side goes to the ridge.
How are these long spans being made in the new home designs using the popular rough-cut lumber? I know I see them without engineered beams.
The dirty secret is that 99% of things built in and for single-family residential construction is done with prescriptive code requirements and not actually engineered. If you double span, it may not actually fail, but it will not check out on paper with satisfactory safety factors, and it also gets help from the likelihood that it will not see a full design load. Unfortunately, I can't use either of those to say something is okay.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.